So he just it's like he sent me an yeah. No, I
Contact the building, they have to contact us. I think so, but we should. They're running really fast. We should give it just a second. There's also people trying to get to this. Give it like 2 minutes.
She does not like
She knows this. What did that say? He was the he's out of the
oh, I don't one of the two.
I'm sure he'll, if he makes the motion, he'll have to say it. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me see if we have. There's no one else on here. Should I be worried about that? And then I clicked through the link on our website, so there shouldn't be any reason why that's a thing.
Yeah. What's your name? Oh, my name is well, it's like
All right, I don't know if we're gonna get. We're not. I guess we're doing swearing in right away, but we have some time, so we should probably just go for it. I think so.
Hello and welcome to the 9th session of the Senate. To begin, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll now move into the CSU land acknowledgement statement. We will now move into the swearing in of new senators and associates. So if that is you. No? Okay. Seeing none of those, we'll move into begin roll call.
Speaker Taylor,
Present.
Speaker Pro Tempore Reese, Present. Parliamentarian Camper, in the flesh. Officer Kelly, Senator Laura Pardo,
Here.
Senator Herrera, Present. Associate Senator Cristina Rodriguez, Senator Melchior,
Present.
Senator Sandolfo, Senator Bushell, Present. Chair Miller, Present. Chair Bucknor, Senator Lonati,
Present.
Senator Evelyn Rivera,
Present on Zoom.
Senator McAllister Johnson, Present. Senator Isaacs,
Present.
Associate Senator Archibald, Senator Zia Amati, or
Perfect. Present.
okay, cool. Senator Gunsell,
Present.
Senator Lee, Chair Myers,
Here.
Senator Leggett, Associate Senator Adhikari, Associate Senator Nay, Associate Senator Branagh,
Here.
Associate Senator Cole Johnson,
Present.
Senator Yoselin Rivera,
Also
Sen-
also present on Zoom. Both Evelyn and Yoselin Rivera are here.
okay, cool. Senator Alvarez, Chair Snyder,
Present.
Senator Malka, Senator Tomas Sorrell, Senator Tapia Rodriguez, present. Senator Falbo,
Present.
Senator Salazar, Senator Green, present. Chair Frisky, present. Chair Davis, present. Associate Senator Blade, Senator Luna, present. Senator Bogard, Senator Yankowski, present. Senator Pickerel,
Here.
Chair Lutz,
Here.
Chair Fazy,
Here.
Senator McLaughlin,
Present.
Senator Gilroy, present. And if your name wasn't called, it's likely because you probably haven't filled out our onboarding sheet or talked to Speaker Pro Tempore Reese. So if you haven't done that already, please do that.
Associate Senator Christina is on her way. She's just running late.
Senator Salazar. The Senate will now move into consent agenda. Do I see any dissent to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll move into Gallup board input. Do I have anybody in the Gallup board who wishes to speak tonight? Seeing none, with no guest speaker, we'll move into executive reports.
Hi everybody, just want to reintroduce myself if you guys haven't met me, but I'm Tangia, I'm the Director of Finance. I just want to come in here and give you guys a quick little update on BSOF, just our budget, the amount that we've funded so far, and just let you guys know that the grant is open. So as of now, we have granted a total of $60,955.38 in BSOF grants. That's just that's in BSOF, that's not including travel grant, but it's just, betterment of the CSU community for students. And just want to let you guys know that the BSOF grant, travel grant, and C grant are all three, they're open. So if any of you guys are in a registered student organization looking to put on an event on campus, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk you through the BSOF grant. And if any of you all are personally or know somebody who are going on travel or any sort of like education related trip, we have a grant for that as well. But thank you guys.
All right, hello. As you guys probably know, my name is Ava Wilkins. I'm the Director of Governmental Affairs here. So today we had a ballot forum, so I just wanted to circle back because I know we talked about that last week. We were really excited. It was like, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 students came out and we did kind of like a little interactive discussion about school choice and the ranked choice voting measures that we're going to see, which was really interesting to kind of see where students' heads were at and talk about that. So yeah, that was fun. And then we are still in National Voter Education Week, so we're kind of doing our last push before we have to switch to online registration. So like I said, if you're not registered, tomorrow will be our last day. We're going to be out on the plaza with New Era, so please stop by, say hi, make sure that your registration is up to date and everything's all good. Ballots are shipping out next week. So it's coming soon, which is really exciting. And yeah, I would also love to talk if you guys have any questions about what's on the ballot or what's going on. I've been studying it a lot, so yeah, I would love to talk about that. And then the last thing is very far out, but I just want to put this on your calendar and then I'll keep bringing it up, unfortunately. But we picked a date for what's traditionally our community roundtable. This year, we're kind of going to rebrand it to an evening with your electeds because that's what it is. And it will be November 18th, which is a Monday night. And we're thinking about like a 5 p.m. start time. Traditionally, the event is like 2.5 hours. We'll have some light dinner and then really just a great opportunity to talk to elected officials about the issues that matter most to you. So I will be pushing out a formal invite, but I just want to put that on your calendar now. Thank you.
Moving now to judicial report. So have anybody in judicial? No. Moving then to legislative report, beginning with officer. Let's see here. One quick thing I thought would be a little fun that we could do is having the Senate meeting in 2 weeks be kind of a CSU spirit themed Senate because homecoming weekend is going to be that following weekend. So thought it would be fun if we all came in like CSU t-shirts and hats and all the fun CSU stuff that I know that we all have. So just putting that out on the calendar now, send a Teams message about that at some point as well, just to remind you. Second, when you submit legislation to be put onto the agenda, we have a couple of things outlined in the Senate bylaws of just things that you have to meet to have that put onto the ballot. So please take a look at that. Agenda. Oh, did I say ballot? Excuse me. To put onto the agenda. We have some things outlined in the Senate bylaws, which I think is Article 6. Somebody can correct me on that, but take a look at that because we've been a little bit lenient with that, but we will be enforcing those now. And I guess final thing I had is the CSU Symphony is going to have a concert tomorrow night, and they always do a fantastic job, so I would definitely suggest going to check that out. That's all I have.
A couple things.
I'm going to stay seated to show you this. I just wanted to give you all a little update because y'all have so graciously put me in this position. So I wanted to let y'all know what we've done or what I've done this last couple weeks. I did let y'all know that we have some updates to our website, but I wanted to show two things really fast. We have now updated our 54th Senate legislation template. And so now when you're in committee or sending any new legislation, if you would be so kind as to double check that the positions down here at the bottom of who this gets sent to are reflective of the correct positions. This is your stop to do that unless things have changed more recently than September 19th. So there's that. And then also one more really fun thing. You guys may have noticed that our YouTube channel was ASCSU and some numbers. I was able to get our handle to be just at ASCSU. It's clean, it's nice, and now every single video has been formatted with the same format of title and dates. So you don't have to look at 1 month ago. You see how there's 3 videos that say a month, 4 videos that say a month ago. If you're trying to go back into records, and that goes back as far as 2020. So those are my parliamentarian updates for you. Oh, and one more thing. I heard a rumor that if we do CSU Spirit Day, Hayden might wear Rameralls.
That's exactly.
All right, that's all I have.
Go
from rumor also strikes is a rough one. Please attend committee. If you haven't been attending committee, you probably got an email from me this evening. It's unfortunate. The bylaws are in that email. The bylaws are now also available on Teams under our 54th Senate channel, under our governing documents, in case you, by chance, just haven't been up to date with the job descriptions. Yeah, same thing with attendance within Senate. Other people are probably going to get strikes tonight because they didn't text me, email me. Everyone should have my contact information. If you don't have my contact information, please come up to the front at the end of the session so I can give you that contact information. Moving on from that, we don't have new people, so I don't have to talk about onboarding. Mock Senate's tomorrow. It's from 4:30 to 7. It's going to be very decently informal, just as like a run through of what it could be in the future. If you want to come. Yay! But that's all I have.
Moving now into committee and caucus reports. Chair Myers.
DEI committee met yesterday from 1 to 2 in the conference room, like always. We saw 2 pieces of legislation. We saw, I'm blanking on the names, hold on. We saw Lex 5409, which is the Internship Transparency Act. We made one edit to that bill, taking out their 4 clause that discussed interns getting academic credit for their internship at ASCSU, and we discharged that with that edit. And we also saw Bill 5405, which was a change to the executive and legislative job descriptions. We made no edits and discharged it. Come to the DEI committee next week from 1 to 2 on Tuesday. It's a blast. I yield.
Thank you. Chair Davis.
Housing Caucus is continuing to meet every Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. Please show up. I think this last Friday meeting that we had was like the best one we've had all semester, so it was really good. This Friday, so 2 days from today, we'll be hearing from the lovely Gov Affairs about some things that they have in the works and how like Housing Caucus can support them. We're going to continue to talk about Prospect Plaza, and we have some people from Student Legal Services coming next week. So if you're interested in any of that, let me know. Also, I know that it's like, not the greatest time. Some people have class or are asleep, and that's cool. But if you're interested in what we're talking about and you just like can't get there, but you want to like know or you want to be involved, email me. I'll email you really fast and super detailed. And like I would just love to hear from you guys. I'll yield.
Thank you. Chair Felicity.
I don't have much to say other than please come to Women in Social Justice Caucus. If you have any ideas of things you want to do regarding women or social justice, please show up and we will do the best we can to make it happen. I will have stickers on Monday. I will give you a nice cool sticker if you come. So, I yield my time. Thank you, Brooke. Yes, that's the enthusiasm I need. I yield my time.
Senator Luna.
University Affairs met last Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30. You should come every Thursday, 12:30 to 1:30. We had 2 assignments from Senate, Lex 5408 and Bill 5405. For 5408, we endorsed it, and then for Bill 5405, we amended one of the therefore clauses to reflect a spring semester start. Yeah, come Thursday from 12:30 to 1:30. I yield.
Thank you. Chair Fahey.
Hey y'all, also not much to say, but to say budgetary meets every Monday, 4 to 5. We'd like to see y'all there. And this is the 3rd week we've not had any bills, but we've decided collectively that dictators are not ballers. So very hard stance on that. Yeah, I yield.
Thank you. Moving now to Senator Lewis. Oh, Chair Snyder, go ahead.
Hello. Hello. So
So, Accessibility Caucus will be having its first meeting this Friday from 4 to 5 in the Senate chamber. Hold on. No, there it goes. That was weird. Anyway, so we're gonna meet this Friday from 4 to 5 in the Senate chamber because Judiciary has the conference room. So if you're interested in joining Accessibility, I invite you to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Now moving into Senator and Associate Senator reports. Senator Flynn.
Hi, I'm still finding people for the Week of Love, and I need you guys to help me. So you can come get me, and I can give you the group me, and you can help me with the Week of Love. That would be great. That includes executive who can come as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Senator Johnson.
Hi y'all. So I talked to you guys a couple weeks ago about the Larimer County Candidate Forum that's put on by the Partnership for Age-Friendly Communities. That's tomorrow. You guys should come. I know that they're not going to be asking questions that are specifically like to our age group and our population, but we're all aging, so you should go and see what the candidates have to say about things. I'll be there working it, so come say hi. It's at the Senior Center from 2 to 4:30. I'll resend the flyer in the group in the teams. And then also for those of us that are in College of Health and Human Sciences, College of Health and Human Sciences has made a CANS team. So support ASCSU, but also support the College of Health and Human Sciences. This is the first year that we're doing it as a college, so support us in that. I yield.
Thank you. Senator Monty.
Hi, just coming to you with the daily info. Tomorrow at 12 p.m., I can totally read my phone. We'll have a kickback and vote event held by the back office. I believe we should be at the plaza. If not, check the back office, one of those two locations. As for that, always, of course, Real Talks on every Tuesday from 4 to 5. Y'all should keep on going. That topic is really interesting. Elections, woo. And one more major event that I will talk about, not the back office, but just for the CRCs. There is a Queer the Plaza on Friday. I will be working from 12 to 1 if you want to see me, but it's going to be going from 11 to 3, either 2:30 or 3, one of those two. So yeah.
Chair Davis.
I'm back, but for Safe Center. So this is the first official full week of Relationship Violence Awareness Month. So we are doing things all month about this. Just as like a general note, if you guys see us walking around with like purple ribbons, that's for Relationship Violence Awareness Month. You can get one of your very own in the LSC, in our office in the LSC. You just gotta walk in and like grab one, and then you can walk right out if you want. But in terms of events and stuff that has been going on, October 3rd was Plaza Day. So we were out on the plaza all day, connecting people with resources, things that we have available here at CSU and also outside of CSU. It was super successful. We had a really big turnout. And then that night, we had our Introducing Safe Center event. So we are officially called the Safe Center now, like officially. And then yesterday we had a community discussion with Emily O'Callaghan, who is a professor of sociology here. She talked about relationship violence, and the title was Relationship Violence is Community Violence. So we have one more of those coming up sometime throughout the month. And then today we had our pedal project workshop. I made a couple pedals. It was a really nice event. So you guys should like continue to come to things. We're displaying them on October 23rd, which is a Thursday. No, it's a Wednesday. 2 weeks from today, actually. We're displaying the project and we're unveiling it. It's from 5 to 6 p.m. So just like pull up right before Senate. You can wear your CSU gear. And we also had a de-stress with dogs events. And then we have a lot more events coming up throughout the week. I won't talk about them too much, but they're all located on our Instagram, which is SafeCenter_CSU. So if you're interested, go there to look at all the events. But I really hope that I see more of you guys at the events because it means a lot to us. I'll yield.
Thank you. Moving now into conference business with 2 hours on the conference clock, beginning with the ratification of LSAP.
Or just very interested everybody.
I can say a little something. Or would you like to?
I'll start. All right, hello, I'm back again. We are bringing to you the new board for LSAB this year. We're super excited. As you guys already know, because we've been working on the LEX, LSAB serves as the official board to take policy stances on behalf of the student body. We're really excited this year about our board, and I'm going to give it to Manny, who did a lot of the kind of interviewing and discussing with students.
Hi everyone, my name is Manuel Marquez Avalos and I serve as the Deputy Director for Governmental Affairs, specifically state and local policy. So part of my job was to help get this board started. So I helped advise the President and the Chair for the people behind me, everyone except the legislative branch. So yeah, the non-ASCSU people and the executive branch members are here on behalf of to represent who they do. So yeah, happy to be here. Thanks for having us, and we look forward to your questions.
Perfect. Do you have the motion? So how's that start?
We'll now be entering a period of Q&A by the first race placard, but first I'd like to remind everyone that we're not interviewing them. This is a ratification process. It's questions about how they were interviewed, if that makes sense. By first race placard. Chair Davis.
Can we motion to this last slide?
I was just about to do that.
You're literally thinking the same thing.
Okay, I'd like to make that motion. Do I hear any dissent to this motion? Hearing none, these candidates will be voted on by a slate. We'll now be entering a period of Q&A by first race placard. Anyone has any questions? Senator Minolzi.
Motion the previous question.
Okay, do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and enter a period of discussion debate, and if everyone could head out. We'll now be entering a period of discussion debate by the first race placard. Senator Minolzi.
So, is it germane to ask someone what their favorite color is? Just a silly discussion.
Germane literally translates to relevant, so no.
All right. Just wanted to check that because I thought about asking them back. Anyway, I'm motioning the previous question.
Do I hear any dissent? With that, we'll be entering a period of voting. Chair Davis.
Motion to approve these candidates with unanimous consent.
Do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, these candidates are ratified.
Circle that. Everybody get in.
Get in where you fit in.
Step in here.
Are you all properly circled? Okay, cool. Could you please repeat after me? I state your name.
I, Giovanni,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution
set forth by the Constitution
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Thank you. Grab my phone.
We moved right into confidence business without starting the clock, so we're a couple minutes behind, but it's starting now.
Moving on to the ratification of the elections manager.
Hi, everyone. My name is Morgan Wright, the Chief Justice of the Judicial Branch. I kind of want to give a little explanation onto how the elections manager position first plays into ASCSU and how it also plays into the judicial branch. We have some new faces, so I feel like this might be kind of helpful just to know the process. So basically, what we do is I had a hiring committee of people who are not running for any positions. These are non-biased individuals. And we read and went through interviews, applications, and we selected this wonderful candidate who is fully qualified, has been on the elections committee, and Garrett Lopez, sorry, I never said his name, Garrett Lopez. And basically how this works is the elections committee is sort of a distant cousin of the judicial branch, if you want to put it. The justices do not interact with the elections committee. We are they're sort of like a third party or third body entity to remain unbiased as we proceed with the elections period, which can be a very contentious time in ASCSU. So we want to make sure that we have the smoothest operation we can possibly have. And I have the utmost confidence here in Garrett that he can do that. He served on the elections committee last year, political science major, and is just an all-out wonderful candidate. So I have absolutely the utmost faith in him. So be nice.
We will begin 10 minutes of Q&A with Chair Snyder.
All right, this is actually working this time. Yay. Okay, so seeing as I'm in Sammy's open position, I guess we all know what's coming next. How will you uphold university values of diversity, equity, inclusion in your role?
So quickly, I'm going to jump in with ratifications. The candidate has been interviewed, so we can't do like interview questions, but you can ask questions of things like, did you get asked about DEI in your interview or something like that? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Did you get asked about the university's values in your interview?
Yes, I did broadly. Oh, it is. I did broadly get asked these questions about DEI and how I implement them, and especially when it comes to selecting a committee and being responsible towards the electorate of our student body.
Thank you. I yield.
No. Okay. Chair Davis.
You can stop me if this sounds like an interview question, but I'm just like, what are you excited for about this job?
Yes, I actually think that's a really unique and excellent question, especially when it comes to such a confrontational, tumultuous position such as the elections manager. I'm really excited to kind of facilitate some really, better vibes, for lack of a better term, better culture when it comes to the elections. I'm hoping to be a little bit more communicative with everything and keep everyone roped in on the conversation. So I'm really excited to make that change. And then on a personal level, I'm really excited to get to lead such a good group of students eventually and to kind of grow some professional skills.
I yield.
Any additional questions? Seeing none, you can take a step outside. begin 10 minutes of discussion and debate with Senator Winmore.
I think he's very much qualified for the position, and I'm really excited to see what he will do with the position. And I see that he's really eager to make change and really work with all of our different units. He was in a meeting on possible lexes regarding accessibility and just things of the sorts regarding elections. So he's really open to change and working with us, which I'm really excited for. And with that, I question the previous question.
We'll do this by voice vote. All those in favor of ending the period of discussion and debate and moving into voting, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Any abstentions? Okay, then we'll move into voting. Which
Motion to approve this candidate with unanimous consent.
do I see any dissent to that motion? Seeing none, this candidate is accepted with unanimous consent.
All right, repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Garrett Lopez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution
set forth by the Constitution
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Vice President Dietz.
Hello. I would like to motion to add the ratification of one SFRB member to the agenda of old business if the body is willing.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none, this will be added. And we will move into that now.
SFRB?
Yeah. Alrighty, folks. SFRB just keeps growing and growing and growing. I did not, I was out of town this weekend, so I did not get a chance to prepare y'all a bio. And since this is just one person, I will, and you all know him, he's in your space. I'll just read this aloud for you. So Vlad says that he is interested in joining the Student Fee Review Board because he is passionate about ensuring that student fees are distributed equitably to support the diverse needs of the student body. It's essential that these funds are allocated in a manner that promotes inclusivity and provides access to resources for all students, especially those from underrepresented backgrounds. By serving on the SFRB, he aims to ensure that every student feels seen and supported. So with that, I'll hand it over. Do you have anything that you'd like to add on top of that? Sweet. All right, I'll hand it over to Chair Taylor, or Speaker Taylor.
We'll begin 10 minutes of Q&A with the first voice blocker. Senator Namanti.
Motion, the previous question.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, then you can take a step outside. Beginning 10 minutes of discussion and debate with Senator Menanti.
The vibes are right. Motion to read this question.
Is that a second? Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into voting. Which Senator Warren?
Motion to approve this candidate with unanimous consent.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? And this candidate is accepted with unanimous consent.
Yeah.
Awesome. I state your name.
I, Vladimir Leopardo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to defend and uphold
to defend and uphold
the rules and regulations
the rules and regulations
set forth by the Constitution
set forth by the Constitution
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
of the Associated Students of Colorado State University,
and will rightfully perform the duties of my office
and would rightfully perform the duties of my office
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations.
We'll now move into old business. So I'm going to start this
Howdy, y'all. We'll be starting with Lex 5408, the Bylaw Transparency Act.
All right, this Lex would make it a requirement for the various branches, committees, boards, and other internal entities to have their bylaws posted on the ASCSU website and the ASCSU archives.
Okay, were there any edits made in the university affairs? Chair Miller, Vice Chair Luban. I wasn't there. I believe we can do it. Give me 1 second for my notes. We endorsed it. Sorry, my computer's slow.
That was internal.
Awesome, thank you. Julia, with that, we'll go ahead and enter a period of discussion debate. I first raise placard. Senator Benazzi.
I'm moving this along. I motion the previous question.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we'll enter a period of voting. This is in its last read, so it's automatically roll call. Chair Davis.
I'd like to motion to approve this with the consent.
Do I hear any dissent?
I have a question.
I have a question. It says, as of insert date. Is there supposed to be a date there? Committees.
Today, I think.
Okay, that's what you want to make is an edit?
Chair Brisky.
Would it be the date that we signed the bill? Like, becomes.
Yeah, I think that would be the date that we vote on this, so I think that would be today's date.
Okay, so as of today, all the bylaws have to be easily accessible to students. Am I reading that, what that would say?
That's just a whereas clause, so that's saying that that's the case today, I believe. Sammy wrote that, that wasn't me.
I believe maybe what Sammy was trying to say is that as of writing that legislation, there were not accessible bylaws. To make a point to say that bylaws are not accessible, and with this Lex, it will be. If that makes sense.
I believe, then would it be fine to say the spring of last year, spring of 2024?
Say fall of 2024.
Just. Anything else? I think we're good. Right? Yes? We already voted? No one dissented? This passes? This passes! We'll now
be moving into Lex 5409, the Internship Transparency Act. DEI, were there any edits made to this piece of legislation? Oh wait, abstract has to be read. Hold on 1 second, my bad.
Okay. All right, Lex 5408, bylaw, no, just kidding. It opened over here. Lex 5409, Internship Transparency Act. This Lex aims to codify ASCSU Supreme Court Opinion 5102, requiring an executive branch intern to have job descriptions, as well as requiring interns to go through the Senate ratification process.
Chair Miles.
DEI made one edit to this bill. We took out a therefore clause. I believe it was the second one, that discusses giving or talking to colleges of CSU to allow ASCSU interns to acquire academic credit for their work. We decided to strike this therefore clause because it is not equitable for all majors who require internships to get credit through ASCSU, because like a STEM major who needs internship credits, it wouldn't necessarily be applicable to have a student government internship count for that. And also interns aren't the only unpaid members of ASCSU. So that is why we decided to strike that.
Awesome, thank you. Chair Taylor, do you accept? Is that it?
Yes.
Korea, with that, we'll be entering a period of discussion debate by the first raised placard. Senator Maloney.
I think y'all should have job descriptions as interns. I think well, if there's any executive interns here. And yeah, motion to read this question.
Do I hear a second? Do I hear any dissent? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and enter a period of voting. This is also it. Thank you, Senator Monty.
Motion to approve this with unanimous consent.
Do I hear any dissent? With that, this piece of legislation passes.
That was also the last piece of legislation that I had on the agenda. So next week's meeting, I get to lead the whole thing. I'm excited about that. Moving. Thank you. Moving into Bill 5405, a change to the executive and legislative job descriptions.
I just want to, I'm going to reflect this as the correct number, but with the author's permission, I'd like to fix some of the formatting. Is that okay? Okay. Awesome. All right. Bill 5405, a change to the executive and legislative job descriptions. This bill aims to add the following to the job descriptions of all executive positions. Member is required to attend at least one Senate committee or caucus meeting per semester.
Did committees have any edits to this? Chair-elect.
Yeah, we saw Speaker Taylor have a lot of edits, mostly grammatical stuff. So we approved all those edits. We changed one therefore clause that says that this will take effect of the spring of 2025. Everything else is not. It's mostly just grammatical stuff. So yeah, that's it.
I'm gonna pull up that version. There we go. Look, it's pretty. All right, I'm gonna. Whoop. All right, I'm going to reread this abstract. This bill aims to add a requirement to all executive job descriptions that members must, a requirement that all executive job descriptions that members to attend at least one Senate committee caucus per semester and add a requirement to the legislative job descriptions that members to attend at least one executive cabinet meeting per semester. And then the changes here say leges instead of lexes. That's the plural of lex. Capitalization, we've removed the resolved so that everything says enacted because this is a bill. Shall instead of should. To the general tasks and responsibilities section to the respective job descriptions. Instead of must attend, it just says attend or the capital A. Shall instead of should, I think that feels like a consistent change. Removing the must, capital A for attend. The quotes are appropriately placed where they should. A therefore clause that says this, that Article 2, Section 2 of the ASCSU Senate bylaws be amended to reflect the previously mentioned edit to legislative members' job descriptions, that executive members' attendance at committees shall be tracked by the various committees and sent to the Speaker Pro Tempore of the Senate and then reported to the Chief of Staff. Each committee and caucus shall have an attendance sheet for each meeting, and the name of the executive member should be added in full to this attendance sheet. This will then be communicated to the Speaker Pro Tempore and documented in a way that they see fit. If an executive member cannot fulfill this job requirement, they shall work with the President and the Speaker Pro Tempore to come up with an alternative solution. And this therefore clause says that legislative members' attendance at executive cabinet meetings shall be tracked by the Chief of Staff in whatever method they deem fit. This will then be communicated to the Speaker Pro Tempore of the Senate. If a legislative member cannot fulfill this job requirement, they shall work with the Speaker Pro Tempore and the President to come up with an alternative solution. And this, therefore, the next therefore clause says that this amendment shall take effect the spring of 2025. And the new names have been replaced as reflected in the new legislation template I told you all about earlier. Whew.
Does the author accept those edits?
I have a question. For the last therefore clause that you added, isn't a change to the bylaws needed to be less?
No, so with that, no. So because the Constitution says that the job descriptions have to be in the bylaws, and so that's just updating the bylaws, and so the edits to the job descriptions being made would be consistent with that.
I do believe, though, correct me if I'm wrong, that if we do make an amendment to the bylaws, that does require a 2/3 vote. Not, it doesn't need to be a lex, but I think it does require a 2/3 vote.
That's fine. Yeah, I accept all of these.
Then we'll move into 10 minutes of discussion and debate, beginning with Senator Mountain.
Hey y'all, this is just something I've been noticed both in the new template and this document with the director of back. It's not Nina. They are not the interim director. That is someone entirely different.
We have two. Hold on. There's two listed.
There's two listed.
Oh, really?
That's what, when I went to the back office, that's what they told me.
I was only informed that Mola was the interim director. So.
Okay, this is also as of, September 19th.
All right, so that might have changed. I'll swing back, but that's my only gripe. Anyway, I'm pretty fine with it. I'm pretty sure most of us are fine with it. So I have a motion to read the question.
Does that motion have a second?
I have a question. I have what's the word? I have a point of information. Why do we, okay, this is gonna sound so quick of me. Why do we care if they come? Like, I'm sorry, I missed the vision behind this. You can explain the vision for me really quickly? It's not that deep, but I just wanna know.
So we did have a motion before this question, and that did have a second.
I'll retract my motion for now.
Okay. Yeah, no, that is a good question, actually. I think that And this is something I touched on a little bit last week, but also I think that it just adds more like transparency with what's happening within the branches, because a lot of the things that happen here in Senate, a lot of the bills that we ratify are either written by executive members or have something to do with executive members in some shape or form. So I think having them there provides them with that opportunity to like have their voice heard, and it also adds like a little bit extra opinions that we might not hear all the time, because it's not just the same people going to every committee and caucus every week, you know.
Okay, thank you. Follow-up question, why once a semester versus once a month? Sorry, am I allowed to continue to read?
Is this a second one?
Yeah, but I'm okay with it. I'll answer it.
I'm so sorry. I could just not.
Well, this is technically discussion and debate,
Yeah.
which is not
Yeah,
Q&A.
heard. Okay, I'll leave it be. Well, yeah, whatever.
Point of clarification, technically the motion was a point of information, so.
But a point of information is used to ask mostly like procedural questions and those kinds of things, and not questions about the content. Check.
We could also, if it's in the realm of discussion and debate, you can yield to the author, and the author can provide discussion and debate.
So can we discuss what I just asked you? Does that get rid of the whole political jargon? Can we discuss why not month versus semester? Perhaps. Does anybody else have opinions? I yield to my friend.
I have opinions. I think if they want to attend once a month, if they want to attend once a week, like more than welcome to. But I think that some of the things that I went over with some people in executive branch when I was talking to them was that they felt like they already spend like a solid amount of hours per week, and so they don't want to add too much of an extra time burden, because it could create more problems than benefits. And so once a semester is just like a good chill way to get them through the door. Whereas if they're like interested in attending once a month or like more than that, totally open.
Thank you. I appreciate you for entertaining this. I yield back.
Chairperson.
Cool. I just want to say, love the bill, big fan of it. I know personally as a caucus chair, I am begging people to come to my caucus, other than just Lauren, which I absolutely love you and adore you and value your input. But I'd also love more people, and I think we've had some executive members that will sit in on the meeting, because most of the time they're just kind of in the office, and then we say, hey, it's women's caucus, and so they come on over, and I love that. And we've had some of our most like constructive and great discussions and feedback from executive. So I think just creating more branch connections is great. And even if you just show up once a semester, it still helps a lot. And you can really see what is going on in each other's branches. So I have my time. Actually, can I motion a previous question?
Does that motion have a second? Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into peer voting. Senator Maloney.
Motion to approve this bill with unanimous consent.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? Seeing none, this bill is approved with unanimous consent. Moving now into new business with the energy efficiency at CSU resolution.
So, 10 minutes to present anything you want to say about it. This is your mic on and off. And you can ask if you want me to scroll to anything. I'm gonna read the title and abstract, and then the speaker will give you 10 minutes. Isn't this right on here? What? Isn't this right on here? The land list. The whole thing. Present whatever you want about 10 minutes to just give your spiel. You can read stuff from it, or you can just, talk about it either way.
All right, resolution 5403, energy efficiency at CSU. This resolution aims to support a reduction in greenhouse gas emissions at Colorado State University through energy reduction efforts. This resolution will show support for the development of LEED Gold or higher certified buildings, regardless of building funding mechanism, and a new energy conversion plan.
So you have 10 minutes to kind of say anything you want to about the bill.
Hi everyone, my name is Sophia and I'm the Deputy of Sustainability for Executive Cabinet, and I wrote this energy efficiency bill in lieu of CSU kind of like falling behind on some of our operational sustainability goals. For those of you who don't know, we have two big goals in terms of operational sustainability. So by 2030, we've committed to have 100% renewable electricity, and then by 2040 we are hoping to have net zero carbon emissions. And so these are some pretty big goals, and it's something we really pride ourselves on. And I just want with this resolution, I was hoping to get some student support in staying on track to these goals, primarily through energy efficiency. So one of those strategies is through building LEED Gold or higher certified buildings. Right now, a lot of our new buildings and renovations are LEED Gold, such as the Clark renovation is going to be LEED Gold. In Colorado, all buildings that have 25% or more state funding are already required to be LEED Gold or higher. However, here at CSU, there are some buildings that can kind of they have loopholes in the regulations, I guess. These examples of these are like donor-funded buildings, don't necessarily have to have LEED Gold certification. And so I just wanted to like garner some student support and like having like all new buildings and renovations at CSU be LEED Gold or higher. I think the other really important aspect of this resolution is support for a new energy conversion plan here at CSU. So this is something that's already been drafted by our energy experts here at CSU, and basically there's like some boilers on campus that are reaching their end of life, and it would just this new energy conversion plan, when replacing those boilers, would make them all electric, which means that if our electricity is powered by renewables, then it's much cleaner than how they're currently being powered, which is using natural gas. And so it would decimate our natural gas usage and also reduce costs over time. It is like a pretty costly project in the beginning, but saves us a significant amount in the long run. And I think that's pretty much it.
Then we can begin 10 minutes of Q&A with Senator Gordon.
Alright, so first of all, I really like this. I think this is a great idea. Are you thinking more so that like I know what I'm saying, just give me a second. That like we take down our buildings to rebuild them with the LEED Gold, or if there just happens to be new buildings, then we make them LEED Gold.
Yeah, so this is focusing on just when there happens to be new buildings or renovations that are already being talked about or talked about at some point in the near future, that they should have the LEED Gold, at least LEED Gold certified built into the plans of that project. We definitely don't want to just like replace all our buildings, because that also has a really big carbon footprint associated with it. But when we're already looking at renovations, we should be looking to do that cleaner.
Okay, thank you.
Senator McLaughlin.
Are there any requirements in place for student fee funded buildings to meet the LEED Gold standards, like the new engineering building?
I do not know about that, so I don't feel like I'm the right person to answer that question, but that's a really good question. I would definitely investigate that.
I think the new engineering project, I think was like, is at least half donor matched, which is why this mentions that regardless of the building funding, so this could potentially reflect that student fee fund, if it's regardless of funding, to request that we make it that the standard legal or higher.
I will say, in regards to that project specifically, it is already designated. Like the plans are already in place for it to be a LEED Gold certified building. But as a broader question of like student fee funded buildings, I don't know.
I yield.
Thank you. Senator Johnson.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could elaborate on what a gold LEED standard is.
Yes, so I don't have the like exact requirements right in front of me, but basically LEED stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, and it's one of the most popular metrics, I suppose, for determining how much energy and how many like materials and like the carbon footprint of a building is. There are lots of other metrics out there, but LEED specifically focuses on like are there low flow water like sinks and stuff like that, and are there like LED lights, like how much energy is this building using compared to a conventional building, and it also goes into a lot of user comfort items like how many windows are there, how much natural light is there, how much like how comfortable of a space is this for people to use. So it actually has a lot of benefits directly for students and just creating very like people-centered spaces rather than for pure like utility.
Thank you very much. Mr. Speaker, I yield the remainder of my time.
Thank you. Senator Ziamani.
So you said it would, in the bill, in one of the whereas clauses, you said it would save $200 million over the next, I think, 60 years. Is that, and you said that's a 60-year life cycle analysis. Can you explain that a little bit? Is it reducing costs by 60 million over, 200 million over that 60 years? Just please explain. Thank you.
Yeah, so as I said, our water boilers are already approaching their end of life within the next like 10 to 20 years. And so basically that life cycle analysis looks at, like if we replace these using conventional standards, how much would we be spending in utilities, on natural gas and all of that? And then if we use this new energy conversion plan and we reduce our natural gas usage, how much is that going to save us in utilities over those like 60 years?
And can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're talking about like utilities over that 60 years, are you including like the fixed costs you have of like buying the new electric boilers or no?
I would have to look at the report again, but my understanding is that that's just like how our like just the utilities like just the utilities savings. However, the utilities savings is significantly more than the cost of the energy conversion plan.
Okay, thank you. I yield my time.
I just divided 200 million by 60, and so that comes to 3,333,333.33 repeating dollars per year.
Thank you. Chair Davis.
Would this be like applicable to the Glover redevelopment as well?
Yes, so I addressed that a little bit earlier, but the Glover redevelopment already has in its plans to be LEED Gold certified, and so while this wouldn't like change their plans per se, they already are abiding by what we've outlined in this resolution. Cool. And then also, is this for like all buildings that are owned by CSU or just the ones that are like here on campus? So, I believe this is like all the buildings on campus, and I think that's one of the biggest issues I'm trying to tackle with this is that aspect of ownership. And so there are like a specific type of buildings here on campus called public-private partnership. And so they're partly owned by CSU and they're also partly owned by private companies. And so those sometimes can get through the loophole of like not having to be LEED Gold certified. And so one of the goals of this resolution is to also support that all private public partnership buildings on like CSU property also have to be LEED Gold certified at least. Cool. I yield.
Thank you. Chair Forsky.
And okay, so my question, it's totally fine if you don't have an answer to it. But do you know if there's any way we can convert buildings that are already exist into LEED Gold certified, or does it have to kind of start from the ground up?
Yeah, so renovations are able to apply for LEED Gold certification. For example, the Clark renovation is going to be a LEED Gold certified project once it's done. So yes, buildings that we renovate are primarily our objective for reducing our greenhouse gas emissions. When we're looking at a renovation, renovations are already have a lesser carbon footprint than new buildings. And so, yeah, we're just looking at when we do renovate a building, what are we going to do to put in increased environmental design and get that LEED Gold certification.
Okay, thank you. I yield my time.
Thank you. Senator Guerrero.
I'm curious, how many buildings on campus currently meet the LEED Gold standard?
I do think that is in one of my whereas clauses, so if you could scroll up. I think a little more. Yeah, so CSU currently has 45 high performance buildings certified through LEED, Energy Star, or Green Globes. And Energy Star and Green Globes are just slightly different certification programs, but they have similar standards.
Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Gilboa.
Hi, my question is, you mentioned that there's like a high initial cost to these changes. And I was just wondering like how CSU like gets the money for these funds. Does it come from student fees? And like would student fees change on account of like making these changes?
I don't feel fully qualified to answer that question. I do know that there are like potential funding sources for this project. It's just a matter of like if we decide this is a priority and something we want to put our money towards, but I am not 100% sure where that is coming from. So yeah.
Thank you.
Any additional questions? Seeing none, this will be sent to internal and university affairs committees.
Wow.
Good time. We'll now move into the Proposition 131 resolution.
Right, resolution 5404. Oh, just kidding. I'm not kidding about it being resolution 5404, but I wanted to allow me to edit. There we go. All right, this resolution aims to fully endorse Proposition 131 on the 2024 Colorado ballot, establishing a nonpartisan top 4 primary and ranked choice voting in the general election for several state and federal offices.
You'll have 10 minutes to say anything you want to about this.
Yeah, so this resolution does exactly what it says. It endorses Proposition 131.
And just to give more detail on what that proposition entails, the first part of the proposition would establish an open primary in Colorado, which would have the top four vote shares in the primary move on to the general election. This system is already in place in several other states, the main one being Washington, where I came from, and so I'm very familiar with how the system works if anyone has any questions about that. The main benefit of an open primary is that most Coloradans are not associated or affiliated with any particular political party, and having primaries be Democratic, Republican, or other minor parties kind of silos off where your vote can have an impact. Additionally, most congressional or state legislative districts in the state are basically decided in the primary. There's not any real competition in the general election. So those low turnout primaries basically decide who moves on to the General Assembly. The second part of this proposition establishes ranked choice voting in Colorado. This is basically what it sounds like. You vote you rank the four candidates up for election, and if your first choice does not make it past the first round, your second choice vote goes on in the second round, and so on until eventually one candidate will have a majority of the votes. Yeah.
We can begin 10 minutes of Q&A with Chair Davis.
Real quick, could you scroll to the abstract? Okay, I don't know if you put this in your bill or not, but what offices would it be for?
This proposition would go into effect for all state executive and legislative offices, as well as congressional elections. So it would not affect presidential elections.
Cool, okay, thank you. I yield.
Any additional questions? Okay, seeing none, this will be sent to.
I have a motion.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, because ballots are going to start being sent out to voters on Friday, I would like to motion to expedite this bill so it goes into, or this resolution so it goes into effect before anyone starts voting.
Does that motion have a second? Second. Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, then with that is expedited, so we'll now move into discussion and debate on this. Beginning with Senator Menanti.
I feel like we're all in silent consensus, and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. That motion, previous question.
Do I see any dissent to that motion?
Oh, wait, dissent. Okay. I would like to make 5 small edits. Sorry, they're all like grammatical and typos. So the first one is fixing the Deputy Director of Government Affairs name spelling. It should be Hailey, and then
AI, hold on. Yes, I wrote this down. Hailey.
And then next there is a tab in the 7th whereas clause that shouldn't be there. Right there. And then in the first therefore clause, it says endorses. You could change that to endorse. And then if you could fix the forwarding names to the new ones.
I can do that after.
Okay, perfect. That's it. I yield.
Senator Menanti.
Can I remake my motion on the previous question?
Yeah, do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, seeing none, we'll move into voting on this. Senator Menanti.
Approve with unanimous consent.
Do I see any dissent to the motion to approve this with unanimous consent? Seeing none, this is accepted with unanimous consent. And with that, we'll move into ending roll call. Senator Boyd.
Motion to use beginning roll call, second roll call.
Do I see any dissent to that motion? Okay, we can do that. Then with that, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Before 8 o'clock, good work, team.
What? Oh. No way! No way!
Please